Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. In this video I wanted to start a mini-series. This is going to be probably a 3-part video in which I'm going to share with you my favorite books for junk journals and for journal making, for using in my personal journal, for the journals that I sell. And I decided to kind of split it into 3 parts because I have quite a collection of books. Please don't judge me. I've been collecting these beautiful books for well over 2 years now, even before I started junk journaling myself. So yes, I do have quite a collection. And so the first part is going to be flower books, just flowers. Then the second part is going to be general nature, so we will be looking at some nature diaries, some bird books, animal books, some really pretty and fun stuff as well. And then the third category is going to be all other books that I love using in my journals, so I hope you will enjoy it. And just a note here, I get all of my books that I'm going to share with you, I think, on Amazon. I get them used, and I always look for like the worst quality of the book. So they are sometimes damaged, like the cover may be damaged, some pages may be damaged. Sometimes they are just a little bit worn, and yeah, so these are books that I don't know, they get me so inspired. I love using them in my journals. I treat books like this like huge patent paper pads, and I get them very cheap on Amazon as well. So for example, this big book that I'm going to start with, I got for about €3, so maybe, I don't know, $4, something like this. So definitely look on Amazon for used books, and I know there are other sites, but this is where I look for mine. So without further ado, let's start. The first book that I'm going to show you is the one that I get most questions about, because when I am crafting and I have any die cut or any fussy cut flowers, I get them from this very book. So this is the Illustrated Flora of Britain and Northern Europe, and let's look inside if I can give you the author. So the illustrator is Marjorie Blamey, and it's truly an amazing book. So it has so many pages full of beautiful flowers. These are just ready for me to fussy cut those flowers and plants from, so you can just see just how gorgeous these illustrations are. I mean, wow, look at this, guys. And really, like I said, I probably got it for like €3, $3.50 maybe. This is how the cover looks like. There is some gold foiling, really pretty for a journal cover, I think. And this is what it looks like. So the pages are single-sided. The images are on one side. You always get like a strip of illustrations on the other side, but basically it's fun. It's fine, you know, because you don't have to make a decision which flower on which side you want, because you only have those flowers on one side. And really, there is like 544 pages in this big boy. Also, there are some index pages which I love for making envelopes and for collaging, and just pages and pages of beautiful flowers. So when I fussy cut my flowers, I mostly, like 99%, I use this book, and I'm not going to run out of it anytime soon, I think. Okay. Now, for the next one, in no particular order, so I just wanted to share that one first because I do get questions about it, but now, you know, not any particular order, just how I grabbed them. So the two books that I have next are the Oxford Books of Flowers, and this one is also the Oxford Book of Wildflowers. This is the Oxford Book of Garden Flowers. This one also can be found as the Illustrated Book of Wildflowers, but they are basically the same. So look at this, guys. This is really pretty cover. So these are the wildflowers. And the illustrations are by B.E. Nicholson. So yes, and it just, again, one-sided pages of floral illustrations. For some reason I don't like them as much as I like the other books. I don't know why. There is just something, maybe it's the copy that I have, but they don't seem to be very sharp, I guess, you know, like very like clear images. I don't know why, but definitely beautiful still. And the Oxford Book of Garden Flowers is again B.E. Nicholson, illustrations by B.E. Nicholson, and this one I really love. I love those garden flowers, beautiful colors, beautiful illustrations, and they are colorful but also a little bit muted, so so I think they would look really pretty in any journal, not just colorful journals but vintage journals as well. So yeah, pretty illustrations. Okay, so this next one is one that you guys have seen if you've watched my How to Make a Junk Journal from Start to Finish series, and this one is called England is a Garden, and this is by Catherine Hamilton, and it's full of stunning like architectural sketches and watercolor illustrations of flowers. It's just beautiful. We used it for the cover of the journal that we made together. Well, two journals actually. Look at these, guys, how gorgeous. We used them for some envelopes, ephemera pieces. This is just gorgeous, and I have like a full junk journal series or collection in mind with these. I mean, these irises are just out of this world, with these illustrations like in the window, so hand painted covers with these beautiful illustrations in the window, like maybe circle windows or any other shape. And yeah, I just think they are stunning, and I know they are. There are some other like additions maybe to this one. Like there is a Lake District is a garden, I think I've seen on Amazon. Some other maybe in the same series. So definitely worth checking out. Now I have a few smaller ones. So this cute little one is the Collins Gem Guide to Wildflowers. Collins Gem Guide, you can find it online. I don't know if it even has an author, but definitely this little series offers you wildflowers. I think I've seen birds, maybe garden flowers as well. And this is just the cutest little book. I love adding those little pages in my journals as well to just kind of break down the big full-size pages, you know. And also they are so cute for like booklets and little journaling cards. I love this one so much, and the illustrations are gorgeous. So Collins Gem Guide Wildflowers. And then the Observer's Book of Garden Flowers, and again this is a series. So the Observer have a lot of different books, like the Observer's Book of Birds, which I have. There are definitely wildflowers and so many. There are trees, I think. They are flowerless plants maybe, but anyway, they are also just so gorgeous. I love them. So perfect for like journaling cards, you know. You take this illustration, you then, oh, it's of course pretty on the other side too, but you cover one side with like tea stained or coffee stained paper, and you have a gorgeous journaling card. And yeah, I love these small books too. So this is a ladybird book, and again there are a lot of them. As you probably know, they are vintage. All of the books that I have are vintage, and I have garden flowers. They are a little bit harder to come by, especially, you know, when I look on German Amazon and UK Amazon. But they are stunning. I love them. I'm always on the lookout for them. Look at these illustrations, guys. So I'm always on the lookout for them, but they are often there is a squirrel here. They are often quite expensive. So and there aren't too many pages in these, but the pages that you have are, wow, are stunning. Again, I'm just so inspired when I'm flipping through those books. I have like whole journal collections in mind with these, so that's absolutely amazing. That's why I love those nature books that I have. So yes, these are so beautiful. Then this one I have used a lot of, and the author of this one is Marjorie Blamey and Richard Fitter. So Marjorie Blamey, as you may remember, she illustrated the first book that we've seen, and also she illustrated this one. This is a smaller, more like a portable size, so it's perfect to use as journal pages and you don't have to even cut them. And this is the Wildflowers of Britain and Northern Europe. Again, Richard Fitter and Marjorie Blamey. And there are some pages in the front and probably in the back with text, but most of it is just beautiful, again, one-sided flower illustrations, plant illustrations, and they are so pretty. I have used tons of these in my journals. I had a lot of them in my previous personal journal. Yeah, they are just so gorgeous, and the colors are so vibrant, and those illustrations are so crisp. So this is what I meant with the Oxford book of Wildflowers, that it just lacks a little bit of this crispy image for me. I don't know what it is, but wow, look at this. So yes, so this book is definitely well loved by me and well used as well. Okay, and another one which I use a ton of, which I got very cheap on Amazon, and yeah, I still have a lot of pages, and this is a field guide in color to wildflowers, and here's how it looks. So it has some wear and tear to the cover, but it also has this gold foil flower, and oh, it's so gorgeous. And let's look at the information here. So this is by Dietmar Eichel. I hope you guys can see. Maybe pause the video and I don't know. I've probably butchered his or her name, but the book is really pretty and it's quite popular, I think. So yeah, definitely I've used a lot of the pages. I fussy cut pages from it, or I use the whole pages in my journals. I don't fussy cut pages, I fussy cut the images. But yeah, and they are color coded. So first we have like white flowers, so plants with white blooms. Then we have yellow, we have red and pink, then blue and purple. This is my favorite section. And oh, it just has a couple of pages left, obviously my favorite section. Then we have these ones. These are more like purple, beautiful, and green. So just plants here and something in the back, I think. Yeah. So this is definitely, if you're looking for a good book which can serve you in many ways, like you can make pockets out of it, you can fussy cut elements, you can use them as journal pages, I definitely would recommend this, A Field Guide in Color to Wildflowers, and the first one we looked into, so the Illustrated Flora of Britain and Northern Europe, especially if the price is good. Okay, so we have some more. Yeah, please don't judge me. I have been collecting these for a while, so it's not like I just, you know, splurged and bought all of them, but I just love books, and I have always dreamt of having like a huge library in my dream house of actual books, so I guess I'm kind of collecting them. This is the Picture Dictionary of Flowers, and it is just stunning. I don't know if it says anything. Oh, it is illustrated by A.A. Nash and written by Richard Carrington and Mary Eden, and it's first of all, the paper is beautifully colored, and I mean these end pages, wow, they are so gorgeous. This again begs to be a a journal cover. So, and look at this, guys, look at this. There are pages and pages of these like picture dictionary entries of flowers. The illustrations are stunning, the pages are stunning. I have used these before, like I cut each third of the page and made them into journaling cards, but let me tell you, it was hard deciding which side I wanted, because usually both of them are just equally pretty. These irises, oh, I love poppies, absolutely stunning. So, and you get quite a lot, so especially if you use them, like I said, like a third of the page, then you get quite a lot. So I was very happy when I found it. Again, very cheap, maybe like €2 on Amazon. Gorgeous. Okay, then I have this one, and this one was a little bit more expensive, but I have been wanting this book for a long time, and I guess I just gifted it to myself some time ago, and ever since I did, I have been hoarding it. So yeah, this is the Frampton Flora by Richard Mabey. The cover is just stunning. It's kind of like the old books, but of course it's not that old, and this book is full of like vintage illustrations of flowers. So let me flip through it. Look at this, guys. I have used maybe 2 pages of it in my personal journal, a few pages in the journals that I made for sale, and ever since that I've been hoarding these pages. I don't know, I'm thinking of buying some frames and just framing some of these and hanging them up my wall. The paper is beautiful, this like cream color, and these illustrations are just so amazing. And again, you get so many of them, so just make sure that you check the size, because this book is quite tall and wide. So even with my huge junk journal, which I use as my personal journal, I still had to cut the side a little bit, and for regular junk journals I would probably have to use 1 page and fold it in half, but still it's worth the trouble. It's one of my favorites. So the Frampton Flora by Richard Mabey. And we are nearing the end. Another one that I love, and I know there is a series of this, and I have been looking for other ones from this series, but I haven't been able to find them, is Blandford Color Series, Deciduous Garden Trees and Shrubs by Anthony Huxley. And the illustrations are stunning. So let's see the cover, just a regular green cover of this small book. and 1972 this one is. We have a few pages of introduction, and then we have the pretty illustrations. Just a note here, the pages are slightly glossy. If you don't like it, then this might not be the book for you. I don't mind it at all. I like the feel of those pages, and I like to add different feels of pages, different types of pages. Look at this, how stunning, in my journals, so I definitely don't mind it at all. And then so we have illustrations. I've used a ton of it already, and then in the back we also have those like index pages, which I also like a lot because I love using them for collaging. They have a nice slightly vintage color, so it's really fun and very good for collaging, or you can make tags with those entries. Just so much you can do with this. Another big one that I love and I use a lot is the Wildflowers of the British Isles, illustrations by Ian Gerard, text by David Streeter. And this is fully illustrated guide to the wildflowers of Britain and Ireland, and it's stunning. I mean, let's see how the cover looks. Just a very simple cover, a little bit bent here and there, but the illustration, guys. And what I love about this book is not just the illustration, but it's the paper quality. It's quite a thick paper in comparison to some of my other books. And look at this. I love this. I love this book. I love these pages. I love using them for envelopes because then you can see kind of both sides. I love using them as journal pages. I just adore them. I don't use this book for fussy cutting elements, even though they are gorgeous, but you know, I would have to choose which side to cut and which side to lose, and yeah, I just can't do it with this one. So it's again a huge book, well over, I think, 300, no, almost 300 pages. And what I also love about this book, apart from the illustrations and the great paper quality, great thick paper, is the index. And I have like 3-4 pages of the index left. I luckily have a little bit more of this, but I've used this so much in collaging, in making envelopes. This is a beautiful paper. It's very old looking. There is some natural coloring to it, and yeah, I just love it. Okay. And I have 3 more. So this one is the Reader's Digest Nature Lovers Library, and I love Reader's Digest nature books. So they have this collection of these like horizontal books. There are wildflowers, there are birds, which I have been looking for. There is wildlife, which I'm also looking for on Amazon, and there are also Animals of Britain, I think, and this one I have, and you will see it in part 2. So this is a field guide to the wildflowers of Britain from Reader's Digest. The cover is gorgeous. Again, begs to be a journal cover, and it may be actually. You know, it's quite an interesting size and quite an interesting like direction, because it's more horizontal than vertical. And again, tons of pages with gorgeous illustrations. So each page has an illustration, some smaller drawings, and a photo of what this plant or flower look like in nature. basically. So it's amazing, and I like that these pages are so wide. You can easily fold them and use them as journal pages. You can make booklets, you can make tiny like ephemera holders, you can make so much with these. I really love them, and it's really something different. And in the theme of Reader's Digest, I also love their garden books. I have a couple here, and this is Reader's Digest, A Garden for All Seasons, and it looks like this, and I love it. I love this cover, and these books are big, and they are mostly photographs, and I don't usually use photographs, but I don't know what is it about these books. I just love them. I have a lot of them in my personal journal. They also have gorgeous illustrations, so I don't mind these illustrations, these photographs. I actually love them, and they just look pretty and vintage to me and very botanical. But this book, I think this is the one, yeah, it also comes with like full page photographs, which are just, oh, I love them so much. There are some full page illustrations, something like this. So all about gardening, beautiful irises, yeah, just very pretty. Look at the color. I don't know what is this, what is it about these books, but I just love this one. Oh, this is pretty. These roses, ooh, nice. Okay, and the other Reader's Digest book that I have is A Guide to Creative Gardening. Again, this one is quite huge, so you kind of have to think a little bit more creatively how you want to use these pages, but, and the cover again is just beautiful, but the pages are gorgeous, and I think it's worth it. And again, there are a lot of photographs, but I love them. They look a little bit maybe like vintage magazine photographs, something like that, and also beautiful illustrations. So yeah, I love both of these books. The guide, what is it called again? Guide to Creative Gardening, yeah. Very pretty. And also these can be cut out and used as you know, to make journal cards, tags. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, so definitely worth looking into. And Reader's Digest have lots more gardening books as well, so if you don't find these two, maybe you will find something else, and I think they will all be very pretty. So that's it, guys, for the part 1 of my favorite books for journal making and for junk journaling. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I will say, you know, I will mention it again just so you're sure. I found all of these books that I just showed you on Amazon, so you definitely can find them there. Sometimes when I have like a book in mind that I want, like Edith Holden, I may have to wait for a little longer for it to be like a reasonable price, because they tend to be expensive. But I found 3 copies, I think, of Edith Holden for €2.50 or €3 each, which I think is a great price for such a beautiful book. And again, just look at these books as paper pads, and if you find a book that you, I don't know, have to pay $5 for example, but it's such a huge book and you will get so much use of it, I definitely think it is worth it. So guys, have a wonderful day, and I will see you very soon in my next video. So keep an eye for part 2 of these, which is going to be nature books in general. Bye!